Our verse for today comes from John chapter 8, verse 12. Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. All of the I am sayings of Jesus reveal a different aspect of his identity and what he offers to those of us who follow him. As I described in my sermon this past Sunday, Jesus is speaking in John's Gospel here during the festival of booths, when there was the whole temple courtyard was lit by these great golden lamps, and the light would have reflected off the large white stone walls of the temple and the bronze gate at the end of the courtyard. There would have been loud music with different instruments and hearing the singing or chanting of the Psalms. And it's in that context that Jesus says, I am the light of the world. And again, light provides illumination, clarity. Light in the natural world facilitates growth among plants and crops. And in the same way, Jesus illuminates our path as we walk through life. Jesus facilitates our growth as children of God. Just as the sun provides warmth, Jesus provides warmth to us so that we know that we are held in the center of God's will. And it's very important that Jesus, in saying, I am the light of the world, he then issues an invitation, whoever follows me. And to follow Jesus is not just to say, I believe in Jesus. It's to follow after his manner of life. It's for us to live daily and weekly and through the years, to live our life as Jesus would live it if Jesus was living your life. And if we follow Jesus, he says we'll never walk in darkness, but we'll have the light of life. So many of these I am sayings of Jesus, they are connected with life. Jesus giving us life in all of its fullness and wholeness. And never walking in darkness, what do you think that means? It certainly doesn't mean we'll never walk in physical darkness, because physical darkness happens every 24 hours. So Jesus is speaking symbolically, that we'll never walk in the darkness of sin, that we won't walk in paths that Jesus wouldn't walk in if we're following him, right? Because Jesus wouldn't walk in those paths. And that's why this image of whoever follows me, it's like if life was a dark cave with many different places where you could turn. As long as you stay with Jesus, who is the light of the world, you won't walk in darkness. You'll walk in the right place and you won't stumble. I don't know if you're familiar with the Lord of the Rings movies that came out almost 20 years ago, but in one of those movies, Frodo gets the gift of a light, and it's a light that will shine in the darkest moments, and he ends up using it when he's in a very dangerous situation, and it helps preserve him and give him comfort. And in the same way, when we are going through the darkest moments of our life, especially the grief we feel over the loss of a loved one, knowing that Jesus is with us and sheds his light upon us, it comforts us and helps us even in life's darkest valley.